So let's go back a bit, because I mean Nokia have travelled the rather rocky gaming ground with the original N-Gage brand. And before you came to Nokia, what were your thoughts on the whole N-Gage thing?
I personally saw Nokia's entry into the whole gaming space, mobile gaming space, as something which exciting, and sort of okay. Mobile gaming is becoming serious because of the fact that we had the largest mobile phone operator or mobile phone company actually involved with the actual industry of gaming, and so that gave it sort of a serious aspect to it, that this is actually, there is market, there is money to be made, and so forth.
So why do you think then that the brand name of N-Gage at that point was almost held up as a ridicule in the sort of traditional gaming press and circles?
I think one of the things that I'd like to look at is what we actually achieved with N-Gage. Like we were a company, like a telecom device company, mobile phones and so forth, and we were making a move into sort of games publishing and entertainment, and that is sometimes a very difficult thing to do. And what we actually achieved by actually going out there, building a community like with Arena, like we have 700,000 people actually.
You have to remember that goes ahead of Xbox Live by about 2 or 3 years, doesn't it? The Nokia, the N-Gage Arena.
It was before Xbox Live.
That's the thing. It was 2 or 3 years before.
Exactly, and that's something that we were able to learn from. And like we mentioned in the actual press conference today, that Ansi mentioned, like we're looking to achieve about 6 million device sales to actually build an ecosystem of mobile gaming on the dedicated hardware software solution of the original N-Gage. We achieved about 3 million, but through that we learnt quite a lot. And one of the things that maybe your listeners haven't heard before and all that is that when we look at gaming, what we've done in our studies, like we're very much interested in what consumers are doing with mobile, and what we discovered was that okay, gaming is either maybe the first or second feature that people are actually interested in on a mobile. And so sometimes it's music, sometimes it's video, sometimes it's actually gaming. Gaming was very important across consumers' activities that they wanted to have on their mobile phone. And so we thought, well, okay, if gaming is so important and what we achieved with N-Gage wasn't exactly right, okay, what do we need to do? So through those studies we discovered, okay, maybe it's about actually an end-to-end solution, which N-Gage is now today, a software solution, end-to-end platform that allows in the discovery, finding games very easily, paying for them easily, but is across multiple devices, so the user, the end user, the end consumer, can choose the form factor that best suits them. That was sort of very much an epiphany for us, in the sense that, okay, yes, this is what actually is important. Gaming is important to consumers, but also the form factor that they choose is important. And so that's why we've announced basically a whole range of devices today that are actually supporting the N-Gage platform.
I'll just state one more deep historical question and then one reasonably current up to date. Looking back at the original N-Gage games catalogue, which one would you port right now to a new device?
Well, since we're heading up the Nokia Games Publishing side, we're looking at various titles that we've had on the original N-Gage and seeing, okay, which ones actually make sense to take over to the new N-Gage. And so things that we're basically looking at and what we have announced and so forth is titles such as like Mile High Pinball, for instance. And so that's one title that we've actually announced as something that we are taking, that was on original N-Gage, and bringing over to the new platform. But on that, they're not ports alone. They have to satisfy the new features that we're actually bringing into the whole solution, and that's emphasizing the community side of the actual N-Gage platform, the point system that we have in play, and features along those lines.
And it's also worth pointing out that because of the changes in the underlying operating system, you don't have backward compatibility.
Yeah, that's correct. We had, as your listeners would know, that we had the break-in Symbian just recently, a year ago and so forth, and so when we're looking at development on the new N-Gage platform, what we've been sending out to our developers as a reference device for them to build on has been the N73. And the N73 is a device that has sold millions, but it's used as our sort of base reference for the development, our developers and publishers for developing on N-Gage.
And I suppose that the other question is that, the N-Gage does have a lot of emotional attachment, either good or bad, to the name. What, you've created the new brand in OV, Nokia is a strong brand. Why continue to use the N-Gage brand? Why not say, this is something new, fresh and exciting? Why not give it a new name?
But one of the things is that this is something that we've looked at very carefully, because we're very much looking at what our brands mean on a global sense. And actually N-Gage was well received as a brand in Asia, in the Asia community very much. And we saw that there was a lot of positive feelings about that N-Gage brand in the Asian community as well. And so when we're looking at how we actually go forward, we think, N-Gage is what we have used for gaming. It's an evolution that we've been continually doing with gaming. So why eliminate a brand that people associate with gaming that has come from Nokia? And so we've looked at this very much. It's not something that we've just, let's continue on, we don't want to do the effort. It's something that we've looked at, examined, and yes, okay, it makes sense. And with the aspect that we've also done a sort of a facelift of the Also brand, the look and feel of it. It's new logo, new styling, and that's emphasizing our whole new entry into millions of devices across several devices of this whole N-Gage platform.
I suppose it's one of these damned if you don't points of view then, really. It was a very finely balanced decision. Both arguments could have been successful easily.
I think it's the case that when we looked at it, it really emphasised the fact, there is community out there that is very strong to N-Gage and has positive feelings to it. So let's build on that.
What's the community reaction been to things like the new logo, the new styling, the more casual way of playing games?
I don't know the reaction to the logo and style and so forth, because that's just very recent that we've come out with that. But the reaction that we've had from people, I think that can be really emphasised by the sort of success that we've actually had with publishers, third-party publishers that are joining this N-Gage platform and developing content for it. So we've got people like Electronic Arts, Glue, iPlay, THQ, Vivendi, all coming in and actually developing content and bringing their brands to this platform. So we've spent a lot of time again studying, what's happening in mobile gaming, what's the problems that have occurred in mobile gaming, and there's thousands of games out there, and fundamentally a lot of them are crap. A lot of them are just not great user experiences. They don't have it. And one of the key things that we wanted to do is, how do we improve that? How do we solve that? And that's why we said, an end-to-end solution, easy discovery of content, and the content that you find is going to be very good quality, but best of all, you're going to be able to try and buy it. So you can try the content first and then buy it if you actually want it. And maybe you want to buy it completely, or maybe there might be rental scenarios of the content, and the aspect of actually how you pay for it. Maybe it's through credit card, maybe it's through operator billing, or actually how you actually get it. Maybe it's going to be over the air, maybe it's through wireless LAN hotspots, which we actually have on a lot of our devices, a Wi-Fi connectivity, or it could be through the PC that then you transfer from there to your handset.
So you try and buy, it's very much like the original shareware demos, and Nokia also piloted with the original Pathway to Glory when the first level came out. So is this try and buy going to be the sort of free levels and everything that can be downloaded?
Well, that's going to be very much on a
title by title.
Yeah, it's a title by title aspect of things, but it's like try and buy the full game fundamentally, and then when it comes to revenue models and business models, different titles might actually have episodic content that they actually want to allow to the user.
So €1 per level?
Well, for instance, depending on what the pricing will be. And we're going out with a very simple sort of pricing mechanism of between 6 to €10 is what we expect the titles to be at.